The Inca called their empire the Land of the Four Quarters. It stretched over 2,500 miles and was rich in minerals. It varied from high mountain peaks to arid desert with lush jungles in between. Its empire was said to have controlled 10 million people, all speaking upwards of 100 different native languages. In 1530, it was the largest empire on Earth. Amazingly, the Spanish conquistador in 1532 managed to execute the last emperor, Atahualpa, in an amazingly outnumbered battle. The history of the Inca civilization was destroyed in the battles, so unfortunately, most of what could have been learned from this sophisticated civilization has been lost forever. The mystery and allure of the Incas has fueled the passions of countless explorers ever since. This is our story of myself and some friends going on our own exploration on bikes in search of a lost Inca road that Manco Inca took when he fled after first revolting the Spanish colonial rule. The route that we are going to be taking is the exact footsteps Manco Inca took when fleeing the Spanish. On our route, we hope to find some Inca ruins and also hope to discover a long-lost road, which our guide, KB, believes is still there, hidden somewhere in the Andes.
A number of things could go wrong, and it's really going to take a team effort and a whole crew to kind of cooperate and come together to pull this one off.
Our crew here consists of 3 mountain bikers, 1 cinematographer/photographer. We got 1 guide, assistant guide / cook, and then we got a bunch of porters, and we got some guys carrying some supplies on some horses.
It's my 11th year guiding clients here in the mountains of Peru.
This is the place that makes me feel like being Indiana Jones, you know.
This is a unique trip on a lot of fronts. This is definitely a lot deeper than any mountain bike trip I've done.
One thing about this trip that makes it so much different than any other mountain bike trip is the fact that we're actually going in deep, self-sufficient, and this actual movie project that we're doing, you know, we're doing it ourselves. This is us exploring. This is no support crew. There's no helicopters. We get hurt, we're dragging each other out of there. This is as real as it gets, and we're exploring deep as it gets in Peru.
None of us really know what's in store, so that's all I gotta say. Follow along.
Making our way into the mountains from the valley bottom. It's a long, windy, super exposed road. Cliffs on the one side the whole way, and we're gaining some elevation.
We first set out on the peak high above the city of Ollantaytambo and descend into the dense jungle, unaware that our day was going to be such a long one.
The Inca Road that I believe exists is going to follow what you can see is the snake of this valley over to where those clouds are misting. You can actually see it, and it's then going to backtrack to Machu Picchu. That road has never been done, it's never been completed, but I believe it exists. We are retracing today the exact, to the meter, steps that Manco Inca, who I do like to call the Luke Skywalker of the Incas, this is the route they took. The Spanish were close behind them, maybe one day behind, on horses. The Incas came this way.
The lady we stumbled upon, it was her and her husband and her son all living together up in the mountain. She was 98 years old, and you know, nothing really to worry about out there.
You okay, buddy?
Holy shit, I just fell off a freaking cliff. My bike's right behind me here. Stepped my foot off the trail because I was riding with my camera around my neck. Just a little bit of brush there, foot went right through it. Free fall. Full free fall. Upside down off a cliff. Hey, Garrett.
Hey, bud.
Woo. Upside down, bro. I'm lucky.
How are we gonna do this?
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I gotta be way more careful. Bushes here saved my life. I realize this terrain is humbling. I mean, these trails, they're Inca trails that they've built, a lot of them, and the rock walls that they've stacked up rocks to make it actually passable because it's cliffs that are completely vertical that just go down to rivers that you can barely even see below. And we're riding along the top of these. KB!
We decided to venture on down this old ancient Inca road to kind of find these old ruins that supposedly are down here, and we kind of got mixed up in the middle of the bushwhack.
That is the Inca Road. And if this was
could be a
noon,
ramp right there that goes straight to the house.
if it was noon, we'd go down, but I don't think we have a choice. I think we have to go up.
Back. Okay, let's do it.
A little bit of a river crossing.
A little bit of a river crossing, kind of find a dry route, or we'll have to take the shoes off and keep those dry because we're going to need those day one.
On our first day, we stumble upon some ancient Inca ruins that we could quite possibly be the first gringos to lay eyes upon.
This is definitely classic trapezoid.
So this would have been like a house or something?
Absolutely. Yeah. I would be shocked if more than a dozen non-Peruvian locals have ever been here. I'd be shocked.
Is there more?
Probably. Where there's one, there's more. There's hundreds.
Yeah, not like one person lived here.
Yeah.
Finding that ruin was a thrilling experience, and it stoked our fire to see what the rest of the journey had in store for us.
So we got lost.
Keep trucking. We got caught at night and bushwhacking a little bit here. We got a basic idea where we need to go, but it's probably been a good 12-hour hike so far, day one.
That was real. That was something this is the kind of stuff, just going deep and not just taking the safe route that I've wanted to do for a while, and this is the crew to do it, evidently. This fortress behind us is Vitkos, and it's this is like the primary hub, really, of like the Inca fortresses. So as legend has it, this courtyard right here is the spot where Manco Inca, the last Inca emperor, was killed, assassinated. This is like his party plaza, you know, and allegedly he had huge parties here.
We got sighting of the pass we got to get over. It looks far away from here, so usually in the mountains, if it looks close, it's far away, and if it looks far away, it's really far away. So
we're definitely gonna have an adventure on our hands.
It's hard enough for us just hiking at this elevation. Can't imagine what it would have been like for those guys to build this just all terraced up right on the edge of this huge cliff, and it's just absolutely unbelievable.
Just got to the summit, feeling pretty damn weak.
Kind of lightheaded right now.
Nice work.
It's our highest point for the day,
We reached our highest point for the day and finally got a glimpse of the area that KB believes the lost Inca Road is.
So day 4, we've had a pretty hard last couple of days. Yesterday we got into camp super late, super wet, it was raining, had to set up camp, and then at the end of the day, our fearless guides, it looks like they want to actually go down to that valley bottom and then try to find this lost Inca Road that goes up and over through those mountains and up through those passes. And I don't know about you, but it's pretty freaking high right here, and
I think we're at 14.
yeah,
grand.
14 and a quarter right now, so air's pretty thin, and we're already super beat. Like the last 3 days, it's pretty much just canned us. Like a bunch of us are all sick, and
Guys, we're going slow.
Well, I'll count on that for today too.
No, really, like, even without the filming, like, you gotta walk a little faster.
Kind of do a little bit of exploring and head up this old way and try and find kind of a lost Inca Road. Hasn't really been seen too much by too many guys, a couple of locals.
15 years ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago, so, you know, hopefully weather cooperates.
we hiked up this ridge in order to find this lost Inca Road, and we got to a viewpoint on this ridge line where we could actually see some old remnants of an actual old cut of a road. And we're just sitting here waiting for some horses to see if the horses are going to come up. But at the end of the day, you know, it's pretty cool to be able to actually stand up here and see, you know, that like there is an ancient road. It's just too old and hasn't been used, and plus it looks like it actually goes up into like, man, 19,000 feet.
The glacier.
In terms of like up top there, and potentially even a glacier. So our crew's pretty apprehensive of going any further in this weather.
No se puede subir por acá. Es resbaloso, piedra, bicicleta no. A la vez no conocemos nosotros por dónde vamos a caminar. Eso es el problema. El señor de los caballos está en el trabajo.
We're up here now. We're just getting colder and wetter, and we're not making any progress. So I think it's time to pull it.
It is what it is. It's pouring rain. Sometimes the mountains don't cooperate with your goals, but
regardless, it's going to be wet and miserable. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Why do I not have rain pants right now?
We decided to take an alternate route to our destination, Choque Corral.
lots of hiking.
It's a bike hike.
We were in the jungle for sure.
Up on top of this ridge and off this little plateau where this cool little family's got a little household.
Yeah, okay. Boom. Yeah, went on that.
Yeah, probably one of the better downhill single tracks we've ever had. It almost looked like a bike park trail, to be honest. The dudes that live up in there actually just picked side hill all the way across, so it's a really nice trail for mules and donkeys and whatnot. So it's perfect for us. Nice shreddable trail.
Mario, you're the man. It's a push, but you know, like you're either gonna realize you're not as strong as you thought you were and you got stuff to work on, or you realize that you're stronger than you thought you were, and that's a pretty powerful motivator, you know, when you have that mental edge and you're like, man, I can push through this.
How's that? First time you had intestine? Oh, it's got a different taste to it, doesn't it?
So we're up in this tiny little town way up in the mountains in the Andes, and we come across these trout ponds. So we asked if they're for sale, and they said, heck yeah. So we're fishing up a couple trout for dinner. It's been a while since we had some protein on the menu, so we're all pretty pumped.
It's gonna be good tonight. Made our way up onto this terrace here. That's where we camped last night, and now we're booking it up over this next pass. We got about a 3.5, 4 hour push up over this pass, and then we're gonna have a huge descent down to the river below. Yeah, just looking forward to get over this so we can get some fun riding. And
the path to Choque Corral has been a never-ending series of huge climbs followed by some of the most amazing descents that we have ever ridden. The daily transition from chilly mountain peaks to rich jungles, finally ending in arid desert landscape, was a constant challenge. It pushed our mental and physical boundaries further than we knew we were capable of.
Had a little soak in the river, about the first wash in about 7 or 8 days. Now we're hiking up and it feels like a completely different climate. It's just scorching out here, ready to faint and fall off this side of the trail here.
I'd say it's got to be at least 30 degrees.
Yep. End of day 7, we made it to these ruins here that I guess have been just uncovered recently. They didn't really know they were here for a long, long time, and we're super lucky to get to come here because I guess not a lot of people do, and we're gonna spend the night up here, and it's just a beautiful way to end the day.
Getting pretty lost out here and then finding ourselves. Spiritually, mentally, physically, and we just keep on going. We're just animals.
Spent the night on these agricultural terraces, just on the backside, and it's kind of controversial as to which way the entrance is to this ruin. Most people come from the other side. It's more convenient from Cusco, but we kind of came in the accepted backside.
Choque Corral is a super sacred rest place for the royalty of the time, and I believe they came the way we came. I believe they came through Huancancale. Cotacoca certainly was on their route, although it may have been more of a service station and just a minor military space. I don't believe it was the main way that they came, but we now know that they did come that way.
really cool system of aqueducts and irrigation. You know, they manage water straight down from the glaciers.
Holy, eh? It's a serious push up those stairs.
Finally reaching Choqquequirau was awesome. We battled our way through half a dozen large climbs and descents, riding some of the most breathtaking single track to arrive at this ancient city that is a must-see on any adventurer's list.
Potentially the last day, we can make it out of here, back to civilization, day 9. There you go. There. Got a wicked descent ahead of us and a bit of a river crossing and then a huge hike up the other side to the village where we'll end the trek. We're just at the bottom of this descent for the morning and there's this little cable trolley to get across the river. So we're just pulling it in so we can load our gear and start our hike on the other side to civilization.
Last climb.
Pretty happy, it's all over pretty much. We got this wicked single track. We get to rip and then we get to sleep for a long time. I'm more than ready.
You ran out of water a ways back.
Yeah, I'm dehydrated.
That's one of the hardest hikes of my life, I must say.
I mean, over the last 9 days, we basically pushed, pulled, dragged, crawled, bushwhacked through, you know, an elevation that's equivalent to summiting Everest twice from sea level in the last 9 days. It was a heavy physical exertion. It was a heavy mental exertion. You know, I think I learned more in the last 9 days about the mountains than I have in years. I think this is putting us all on a whole new level. This is almost a bit of a quantum leap because we hit new zones. We put tire tracks where they haven't been put before. We found undocumented ruins. This wasn't a trip that was planned for 6 to 8 months. This wasn't a trip that was designed for a magazine article or anything like that. It just kind of organically came together. It turned into you know, an incredible experience for me.
This trip was such an amazing adventure. We learned more about ourselves and the mountains than we have in years. On this trip, we got a unique perspective of the amazing culture and the hardships these people face here in the Andes. We have a newgrown respect for the descendants of the children of the sun.